What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the 10 most beautiful cities in the UK. As an American, I don't know all that much about cities in the UK, but I think they tend to just be a lot more attractive than cities here in the United States, especially when you've got like historical buildings, maybe even throw in a castle or two. It's not even fair, really. So today, I'm really excited to see, of all the great cities in the UK, the top 10 most beautiful of all of them. So let's take a look.
10. Cardiff, Wales.
Oh, Wales. Oh, okay. This is a weird thing about Americans. Like, for some reason, we don't know much of anything about Wales. A lot of us don't even know where Wales is. No offense to Wales or anything. Cardiff? Cardiff, that's like the capital of Wales, I think. Cool. So Wales, number 10. Very good. Let's see.
Cardiff represents more than just the seat of government in Wales. This capital city is an expression of the potential of a big city to retain its natural beauty.
Oh.
Hence, it has to be mentioned as early as now in this account.
Oh, it's even got like a whole forest behind it, or Cardiff, Wales. This is kind of cool. It seems like a mixture of like older buildings and modern buildings as well, which is cool.
The attraction of this town started during the Industrial Revolution when it was a humble worldwide port of coal. Among the attractions of this town are delightful boutiques of the Victorian era, the Grand Cardiff Castle in the city centre, and Cardiff Bay.
Yep, there's a castle. Of course there's a castle. That is one thing I'm still so jealous about in the UK, that there's castles. Of course there's a castle in Cardiff. That's awesome.
The city lacks nothing in terms of arts, live music, shows and modernist architecture.
Wow.
It's good to see how these have developed from what used to be a mere dockyard less than 10 centuries ago. The
Really?
bay and castle are another way to tell the story of the United Kingdom, especially the Welsh strips of the rich accounts spanning millenniums.
Oh, this is so cool as well. Yeah, there really is such a significant difference in just the architecture of like buildings in the UK and in the United States. Like even just these buildings here is so cool.
9. St David's, Wales.
Oh, Wales again! This is great because I really don't ever see anything from Wales or like get to learn much about Wales. It's part of the UK, but it's like us Americans, we don't know anything about Wales. It's this mystery. So it's number 9 as well. St. David's. I've at least heard of Cardiff, like the name. I've never really heard of St. David's, to be completely honest.
Since we are discussing St David's, the smallest city in the UK, we are going to make our comments so brief, even though there's a lot to talk about in this city.
This is the smallest city in the UK? Like the smallest? But that doesn't mean it's devoid of beauty. On the contrary, it's number 9. This looks extremely like old school. Like the buildings are literally built out of like bricks and rocks here. Which, not in a bad way, it's very cool. You never see this in the United States.
St David's is located amid the rolling hills of West Wales.
Okay.
The city in size is smaller than many towns in the UK that haven't been granted city status.
Oh.
However, it's a midget of charm and awesomeness defined...
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here. And it seems like these cities so far in Wales are like right next to forests and stuff. Really connects you with nature. You got like a historical... Is this a castle as well? There's just all these castles. I'm not jealous at all.
by its stone walls and buildings, exotic cathedral, lively markets and lush greenery.
Wow.
The afternoon tea in the green gardens of the pubs is a norm in St David's, with its mesmeric landscape you can view from atop the hills.
Cool.
8. Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh. Not Edinburgh, like I used to say it, like most Americans. Edinburgh, Scotland. This is a very important city in Scotland. I also want to say it's the capital. God, I hope I'm Not sounding silly here. This again, right off the bat, this first picture is like, man, it's like stepping back in time or something. It's very cool because I guess for people who get to live in the UK, you get to see this stuff like all the time if you're living in one of these cities. And maybe you get used to it, but this is just incredible to see from my like American point of view, I guess.
Cross over to Scotland in search of the most beautiful cities in the United Kingdom if you'd ever find many cities before its beloved capital city, Edinburgh.
Ah, yes.
This is a breathtaking array of Gothic buildings wearing a modernist twist. Arts, beauty, and sceneries are in no short supply in this gorgeous city.
Wow, Gothic. Is that what we're calling this? Gothic scenery with a modern twist.
The landscape of Edinburgh is enriched with dainty stores and bustling markets. And as you wander through winding streets, you can marvel and gaze at the jaw-dropping landmarks such as the Palace of Holyrood House and Edinburgh Castle.
Wow.
Residents of this picturesque city...
Of course there's a castle, of course. Oh, this is like an aerial view. And look at the mountains in the background as well. And there's a castle on the bottom left-hand side. There's like a castle in the middle of a city. Unbelievable.
Always look forward to welcoming tourists during the annual Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the largest arts festival in the world held in summer.
Okay.
7. Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Oh, Belfast. Again. It's so funny because these are cities. Like, I think this is common for most Americans like myself. These are cities I've heard the name of. My entire life, I've heard these names here and there. Belfast. And I'm always like, whenever it comes up, I'm like, where is that? What is that? You know, that's somewhere in Europe. I know that's so, it's embarrassing to admit, but us Americans, we're just so freaking terrible at geography. We're terrible at knowing places outside of the United States, but I don't know. Watching this video is kind of my attempt to learn a little bit more, expand my very limited understanding of cities that aren't in America. So perfect. Belfast, Northern Ireland. Cool. Oh, this is cool because it's also like, I think I know a bit more about cities like in England, but I never really like see or learn about cities in Northern Ireland or Wales. So this is cool that these are on the list too.
From Wales to Scotland and now out of Scotland, we'll go to the fourth country in the kingdom,
Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Belfast, the capital city of Ireland, deserves a slot
Oh.
here. The city across the Irish Sea is vibrant, energetic, and beautiful
Wow.
as it proudly stands on the River Lagon's sweeping banks.
I just got to stop it again real quick. Is this just common, like in the UK, for cities to be located next to like giant hills and mountains and trees and stuff? Because here in the United States, our cities are like mostly like pretty isolated, like very artificial feeling. Not next to like, not mountains and stuff. It's just so nice. Like if you could actually live in a city and like look out into the distance and see nature, that is so cool. Like I am appreciating that here.
Its green parks and plenty of bars and restaurants sited on them will leave a taste of sweetness not only on your palate but also on your mind.
Wow.
The Georgian architecture and modernist buildings come together to give
Yeah. This like ridiculous. Come on. Like this bridge in the distance. Like what? Are you kidding me? That stuff is just like around in different cities in the UK. Architecture like that. Ridiculous.
the city a unique look, such as the one radiated by Belfast City Hall, a must-see landmark.
Okay.
Others are Belfast Castle and the...
What is this? What is this? The White House in Belfast? No, this is what is this? Did they say it's the town hall or the Capitol building or?
museums that contain chronicles of the Titanic.
Wow.
6. Inverness, Scotland.
Okay, like I'm saying, I've at least heard the names of some of these cities. Cardiff, I've heard the name Cardiff. I've heard of Edinburgh. I've heard of Belfast. I've never heard of Inverness. Inverness, Scotland. The sixth most beautiful city in the UK. Okay.
Can we just get back to Scotland before we finally move to England? The
Oh,
cathedral city of Inverness is one of those beautiful cities that caught our attention. The city,
wow.
located deep into the Scottish Highlands, is idyllic and delightful. With its remarkable green space, it's one of Scotland's gems. Apart from the famous St Andrew's Cathedral, Inverness Castle is also adding to the fame of this city.
Inverness Castle. Of course there's a castle. Of course. And the cathedral as well. Oh my.
The amazing and scenic city is so far north of Scotland, it is like a precious that you have to make some efforts to reach. However,
Oh.
before you get to this city, you would need to travel through the magic of the Highlands.
Wow.
5.
I've never heard of that one. That's a great city.
Manchester, England.
Manchester. Okay, again. Finally. Okay, this is a city like I hear about. It's associated with like a football team, what we would call a soccer team. Okay, let's keep going. And we're in England now. Okay. Is like London gonna be on this list? Like London is London is my safe place. I at least like know a little bit about London, England, and it is beautiful. Is it beautiful enough to be on this list? I actually kind of like that this is mostly cities. Like I don't really know what they look like, or that some I've never even heard of before. I'm actually enjoying that a lot.
Now let's discuss the industrial city of Manchester, which has gone through some transformation
Whoa.
over the years to become not only one of the most vibrant and exciting, but one of the most beautiful cities in the UK.
It is beautiful, but this looks like an American city. Finally, this is the first one that looks like an American city. This looks modern. It has like tall buildings, skyscrapers. Are there like some historical buildings mixed in as well? I can't quite see, or what makes this like so beautiful?
Just like many cities on this list, Manchester has a rich and
Oh.
deep history in arts and music.
Here we go.
Interestingly, the city is beautiful because it
Ooh.
has maintained that tradition.
Yeah.
That's why it has got numerous galleries and music venues hosting artists and musicians from all over the world.
Yeah, okay. Yep, immediately. Once you get down into the city streets, that's where you immediately start seeing the beauty. From far away, like a drone shot of the city, it looks like an American city. But when you get into the specifics, it's got some of that UK architecture going on.
Its fascinating museums, tranquil canals, arts in places like the Manchester Art Gallery, and history make this third largest major city in the UK cool and great for both vacation and home.
It is cool.
4. Oxford, England.
Oh, Oxford. Oxford. I just think of that as the university. For some reason, I just think of the university, I'm pretty sure, of Oxford. Or it's actually a city. Who knew? Cool. And I can already tell from this picture here, this looks very historical, actually.
This city, northwest of London, is an embodiment of charms, coziness, and luxury.
Yeah.
Like Cambridge, Oxford is also a university city.
Yeah,
This city is home to the oldest university in the Anglo-Saxon world.
What? I didn't know that. Oldest university in the Anglo-Saxon world. I honestly think that when most Americans hear the word Oxford, we think of the university. A lot of Americans don't even know it is a city. You know. But here we go. It's a beautiful city. Now that I see it, it's a beautiful one. But I always, for some reason, just think of the university.
This university has illuminated the beauty of this city in no small measure, making it
Yeah.
an eclectic, cosmopolitan mix of tweed jackets and international students.
Ah,
Yet, this academic aura hasn't taken
Wow.
the shine out.
wow. I'm just like soaking in this picture for a sec. Like even in the background there. Like what is that? There's just so much cool stuff everywhere. I'd just be like, what is that? What is that? I'd never get anything done in any of these cities. I'd be like, look at that. Castle.
out of the various cultural attractions and historical richness of this
Wow.
city, offering a lot of modern arts.
Yeah.
You can see many tranquil canals in Oxford as you explore its thatched roof pubs, celebrated museums, and diverse art galleries.
Wow.
Among Oxford's medieval buildings are those belonging to the university.
Very cool.
3. Canterbury, England.
What? Canterbury? Like the chocolate? Or This is amazing. What am I looking at here? Canterbury? That's a city in England. Canterbury. I've never heard of that one. I'm glad it's on this list. It already looks beautiful. What is this place we're looking at?
This city to the southeast of London is often underestimated in
Wow.
discussions like this, and we'll try to avoid such bloopers. The
Okay.
cathedral city of Canterbury is home to a UNESCO World Heritage Site with remnants of its incredible history.
Oh yeah, this absolutely belongs on this list. This city is awesome. Oh, it's so like quaint. And it just randomly has like these beautiful stone structures as well. This feels like a smaller city somehow with all the cool stuff in it, all the cool architecture. I really like this city.
You can have several scenic walks along the banks of the Great Stour River as you marvel at gargantuan structures like St. Augustine's Abbey.
Wow.
Even-
What is this? You can just drive through this thing? This thing is just in the middle of the road? You get to drive under this. That's amazing.
While you are at the riverbanks, your time will happily fly by as you watch the world go by as you recline on the green grass and admire the rare
Wow.
duck species. If you have to delve into talks about the architecture in Canterbury, we might not be able to finish this video in a short while, as the stories behind many of those structures are very rich.
I really like this. Canterbury. I'm gonna remember that. Number 3 on this list. Okay, so we're going into the top 2 now, I think. Most beautiful cities in the UK. We have not even mentioned London. I don't know if it's even going to be on this list. Maybe it's just too obvious or something. But I love these cities I've never heard of. Okay.
2. Bath, England.
Bath. Bath. I've heard of Bath. I've heard of this. At some point along the line. I can't say that anything comes to my mind when I hear of Bath, but it's number 2 on the list, so it must be very good.
This is yet another stunningly beautiful city, rich in Georgian architecture and flourishing with sweeping green gardens. It has a unique connection to the Roman Empire that is symbolized by its
Wow.
famous Roman bath. This relaxation spot for the ancient Roman soldiers, where they usually unwound, is the first of the beauties of this town that we'd love to mention first. Its location has been featured in many
Oh my god, this is great. Holy cow. I'm just looking at some of these. Look at this. And it's got this like a little river in it as well. And like Roman baths. That's why it's called Bath, because it's literally got baths in it. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Wow. This is just the city. Talk about stuff you don't see here in America. This is unbelievable.
films, including the popular Netflix series. We can now discuss the iconic whiteness of the city. This is a product of a law that mandates all new buildings to be built with a local limestone
Oh.
known as Bath stone.
Okay.
You'll also
Oh.
be moved as you admire the cobbled alleys and dainty shops you see while you gaze to have a glimpse of its mesmeric waters.
This has so much amazing architecture. It never stops.
River Avon is another spectacular beauty in Bath. As you ride on a Prosecco boat trip along this river, you would feel like a Roman emperor.
Oh, okay. It's got it's got like ferries or boats you can take throughout the city. That's great. And here, I guess we have number 1. This is number 1 on the list. I am looking at it. This doesn't remind me of anything. What is this city?
1. Cambridge, England.
Cambridge. Cambridge is just like, it's similar to Oxford, where I've heard the name because of the university, Cambridge. But I never think of it as a city for some reason. I don't know why us Americans don't, like, know about that. I guess the university is just so freaking famous. Look at this. I already am loving what I'm seeing. It's got like these colorful little shops and buildings that are really squished together actually. And I can already see like several cathedrals in the background, of course.
England. The idyllic city of Cambridge is among the most popular cities in the world.
Oh.
The city to the north of London is world famous for its prestigious university.
Right,
Dating
right.
back millenniums, the city of Cambridge is rich in history. Thus, there is more to this city than its university.
Yeah.
The grand architecture of the city is marvelous.
Look at these streets even. Like even I don't know if this is weird to people in the UK, but even these kind of streets where it's like got big stones and cobblestones and rocks that make up the street and the sidewalk. And even that is like awesome. You don't see that in America. The street even that is cool.
Marvellous. Cambridge City, with many green gardens and parks, will always be counted among the most beautiful cities in the UK. Just go there for a pic and see how
Wow.
folks cycle, jog and amble by in the modern ancient city.
The streets are very narrow. Like you can only fit one car on this road by the look of it, unless you really cram it yourself in there. It's really cool, these streets. They're so compact. You really feel like you're in the city.
Yet there is no way of taking the influence of the campus in this university city away from its beauty and indeed every noteworthy...
There's a little river as well. How do all these UK cities have like water or rivers, or it's just another element of like beauty? It's not fair. It's not fair. Like so much of the United States is in the inland, and there's not just rivers and lakes and stuff. It seems like everywhere in these, like in every city, there was some kind of water or something, which just makes it beautiful in another way.
thing about the city. The alma mater of great men like Oliver Cromwell and Prince Charles contributes in no small way to the
Oh.
historicity and tourist attractiveness of this city.
Yeah.
For instance,
Oh!
you can learn a lot about wartime Britain at the
What is this? What is this thing?
tree-lined Imperial War Museum. The historic King's College Chapel and River Cam
Wow.
produce truly authentic experiences. We must admit, though, that we
Wow.
can't insist on our opinion about the beauty of the UK cities. We appreciate what you think about the most beautiful cities in the UK.
That was good. Okay, I think that's the end. They're just covering their basis there, saying this is their top 10 list. Well, I think this was a very good top 10 beautiful cities in the UK. I'm sure there's other like beautiful cities in the UK, but if you got to go with 10, like this was a great list. This was by Learning Canteen, and I like that. I got to give that video a like. That was very good. I loved how they selected quite a few cities that I've never even heard of in the UK, and a lot of cities that I've heard the name of, but I don't quite know what they look like, so it was very fun getting to see those as well. This is just fun in general. And yes, it's just as I kind of thought at the beginning. Cities in the UK just have something extra going on. Something special. It's in the architecture, it's in the castles, and the history, and the streets, and like even the connection to nature and mountains nearby. And they've got so much going for them that we don't have here in the United States. And I'm a bit jealous. But at the same time, it was just fun. Fun getting to appreciate the beauty of these cities. Holy cow. I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these UK cities, or if you agreed or disagreed with the top 10 most beautiful UK cities, what should have been on this list that wasn't maybe. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and UK culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.